Breaking news this morning, Yama arrives exactly as his cultists said he would. This is Walter Mithkite reporting for GNN, the Gielinor News Network. The demonic activity at the Chasma Fire in the Shazian region of Corinth over the past month comes to a climax as adventurers storm the fiery crevice to take on Yama. The Master of Pax has promised adventurers a chance at receiving some new gear should they be able to defeat him. The first agile adventurers have found a shortcut in the northern section of the crevasse that allows them to nimbly jump their way across the second level of the chasm towards a lift that takes them to the bottom floor. While it is curious that no adventurers had thought of this in the past, this shortcut is sure to be popular. That said, our legal department encouraged me to tell adventurers to attempt this shortcut at your own peril. GNN is not responsible for any scrapes, cuts, abrasions, bruises, or any other bodily harm that may result from taking this shortcut. Adventurers who are even more nimble, deft, and agile have created a shortcut to demonstrate just how amazing their athletic prowess is. A chain they can climb down. We asked an adventurer who could take the first new shortcut why they weren't taking this newer, shorter one, and they told us that they, quote, just don't get it. Once adventurers make it to the bottom, they're not met with Yama, but a minotaur-like demon going by the title Voice of Yama. This demon has been down in the chasm for several years now, but only recently has he taken on the additional responsibility of being Yama's administrative assistant. To be clear, this demon is not Yama's secretary. While the Voice of Yama may take calls, schedule meetings, make copies, and go on coffee runs, the demon seems to be very offended when adventurers refer to him as secretary. Those that are able to make it past the demon's insulting welcoming have found that they already have a meeting scheduled with the Master of Pax, Yama, who is asking adventurers if they want to make a deal with the devil. The trade that adventurers are reporting is that Yama is offering adventurers a chance at armaments and information on ancient techniques should they defeat him. If they lose, Yama is taking the soul of the adventurers for 1 year, which he insists is, quote, a drop in the ocean compared to eternity. Should adventurers be willing to take Yama up on this offer, they must agree to a contract that is binding and cannot be backed out of. For my fellow orange and red-haired adventurers, we are unsure yet what happens when they're defeated by Yama and forfeiting their soul for a year. How can Yama take what they never had in the first place? The armaments that adventurers are risking their souls for are quite interesting, the first of which is a special worm that Yama summons for fishermen to use at anglerfish locations, the Diabolic Worm. Adventurers report these worms increase the chance to catch anglerfish by about 2 to 3 times. Much like the younger generations of Gielinor, the anglerfish can't seem to get enough of red-dyed spicy versions of the original. Yama also drops Aether Catalysts, which enable skilled tradesmen of the runecraft variety to make a cosmic and soul combination rune. If runecrafting doesn't excite you, perhaps Herblore does. Demonic Tallow is another item that adventurers have a chance to receive from defeating Yama. We have Lalo, the supervisor of the Alchemical Society of Alderan, to explain the use they discovered for this ingredient. Supervisor Lalo, you are live.
Oh, yes, quite. We have found that the tallow synthesizes itself best with a torso solution. Interestingly enough, one of our assistants cut themselves on a vial while testing the demonic tallow and found that it reacts to blood. Whether this is due to blood's ferrous properties or the life essence present in the bodily fluid, we are unsure, but we recommend that anyone practicing herblore with these ingredients pick themselves as they add the ingredients to unlock the potency of what we are calling the Surge Potion. Adventurers should find great use in the Surge Potion as it restores about a quarter of the energy they use for special attacks. That said, the potion does take a toll on the fortitude of the human body, so it cannot be consumed again until 5 minutes have passed since the last swig. Thank you for the interview, Walter. Per my agreement with your producer, I get to plug our institution. While we're calling all adventurers who wish to master mythology to the Alchemical Society, you need to bring your own ingredients, but we will reward your labor and production with company script that can be used to purchase items that are very beneficial to those in the herblore trade.
Thank you, Lalo. It's interviews like that one that keep me in the studio, doing them over the comm-warp instead of getting drenched in person. We hope more adventurers take the Alchemical Society up on their offer after fighting Yama. Your current interns seem almost robotic. The demonic tallow isn't it, folks. Adventurers of the bardic persuasion will find that Yama may leave them a horn should they defeat him. This soul flame horn guarantees nearby adventurers near the one blowing it to succeed on their next attack. I'm not an adventurer, but that sounds very useful. Finally, the prized possession that adventurers seem to be going after is the Oathplate Armor. Adventurers lucky enough to receive it have described it as being better than Bandos, but not as good as Torva, with some reservations made for the Oathplate's ability to increase accuracy when slashing with weapons. While I am a news anchor on Gielinor's most successful news program, I have no idea what they mean, but I trust that adventurers out there will find that information useful. Should adventurers not be lucky enough to get a piece of the Oathplate set, they may be lucky enough to get a shard of Oathplate. Oathplate shards, alongside some other materials in the Chasm of Fire, can be combined to create a piece of the Oathplate set. This sounds very convenient for unlucky adventurers. We have an interview lined up later in this broadcast on how exactly this works. Keen-eyed adventurers who actually read the contract they signed with Yama have noticed additional contracts being available. Yama took some time out of his busy schedule this morning to explain these additional contracts.
Hello, GNN viewers. In subsection C of the original ever-binding contract I made with adventurers, I offer to lift some of the restrictions I've placed on myself for a more real feeling of revenge. I'm not outright offering these contracts, but allowing adventurers to come across them in exchange for their services. You see, my middle management has had a hard time managing the demons of the chasm, and I'm requesting the leadership services of a learned adventurer. Should adventurers wish to agree to these contracts, they must first get them from enacting my new workplace incentive scheme, slaying demons in the Chasma Fire according to whatever my current demands are. I plan on having 5 demands, and they're listed as follows. Kill the demon with a heavy ranged weapon, kill the demon with a special attack, kill the demon with a 2-handed weapon, kill the demon while it's bound or through binding spells, and finally, killing the demon with a spell. I must add clarification to that last one. Powered staves do not count. If adventurers are curious as to what the current demand is, they can visit my disciple at the entrance to my chasm to check.
I never thought I would thank a demon for clarifying the complicated nature of contract law, but, thank you, Yama. The team at GNN is sure that the demons of the chasm will start increasing their productivity soon due to this new workplace incentive. I can also say that the team and I hope our producer doesn't get any ideas. If I could have another moment of your time, Yama, are you willing to give adventurers any tips when it comes to their time stepping up to challenge you?
Why, sure, it's not like they stand a chance anyways. You'll need to pay attention to swap your prayers based on the magic and ranged attacks. Please be sure to avoid any of my special attacks by standing in the middle of the glyphs as well if you plan on seeing the judge you slayed. I am finally getting over that, by the way, just in time too, because you'll get to see him again and kill him again. Twice by the time you make it to the end of my final phase I have prepared for you. During that phase, I hope you're good at skipping rope, because I have plenty of attacks for you to jump over. If that weren't enough, I made sure that you have something to look out for coming from above as well. Good luck, adventurers. You'll need it.
Ooh, that sounds fun. Too bad my combat level is 3 and I need to stick to this studio lest I risk my hardcore status. Back to the topic of the Oathplate shards, you may be asking adventurers, how exactly do you use Oathplate shards to make an Oathplate armament? By visiting Jimp the Imp, of course. Jimp is now available for a quick interview this morning where he explained his area of the Chasm of Fire. Jimp, you are live on GNN.
Hey, you can just call me Jim. When I'm not out getting records for Yama and then dying in his hand, I just sit here to help adventurers out. My amenities can be used to turn Oathplate shards into ultimately Oathplate Armor. I won't get into the details, but I will say that if you find yourself dripping sweat and need to mop it up so you can mine faster, come and see me and I'll give you my personal wet cloth so you can wipe your brow.
That's probably way too generous of you, Jimmy. Can I call you that? Anyways, Jimmy, can you detail for us exactly how the process of making Oathplate works?
No, you cannot call me Jimmy. Call me Jim. I said you can just call me Jim. Jeez, humans. As for the Oathplate, sure, well...
Are we good? Jim, are you there?
Sorry about that. Yama needed some records. After dying for what will not be the last time today, I'm not really in the mood to explain how to make Oathplate in this area. Just tell the adventurers to get down here and they'll figure it out themselves.
And that's probably not generous enough. I hate to rely on stereotypes, but that was quite impish. Our legal department took a peek at the contract players need to sign with Jim in order to access his area of the chasm and found that the rag to wipe sweat from your brow is tied to that area. This is very unfortunate for the adventurers who find themselves getting sweaty outside the Chasm of Fire. Perhaps in the future, Jim will allow adventurers to renegotiate the contract to enable them to take the rag out for a spin. Well, folks, for the doomsday announcement the cultists of Yama made last week, Yama doesn't seem like as bad of a guy as they made him seem. Sure, he takes your soul for a year if you're defeated by him, but hey, at least he gives you a choice whether you want to challenge him or not. Some adventurers are also finding that they are making plenty of coin from slaying the demons in the chasm and selling those additional contracts to other adventurers on the Grand Exchange. How nice. It's always good to see the little guy secure the bag. Before we wrap up our broadcast this week, the Justice Administration and Governors of Exchange, or JAGX, has announced what were previously top secret documents regarding happenings around Gielinor, from deeply nefarious to barely impish. It seems that the Falador Massacre that occurred 19 years ago was perpetrated by Yama. Footage from an orb of Oculus shows Duriel, the assailant that carried out the massacre, taking a contract from Yama. GNN wishes to respect the solitude of the families affected by this event, so we will not be reaching out for interview. May Sarah Daman comfort them in this time. It appears that Yama is also behind Zulra's erratic attack patterns, jewelry boxes becoming disorganized, implings and Puro flying across the field, and Yani Sulika misleading adventurers into believing that the quest he sends them on would be one small favor. Perhaps Yama is as bad as his followers made him out to be. It is on that solemn announcement that we end our broadcast. Thank you for tuning in this morning. This has been Walter Mithkite for GNN, signing off.